of items which Jackson has already explained in their own inventory, that they have all this item getting fetched in our own application, as well as we have a form with a name to add a new data to our application. So let's see how it is working quickly. Let's say there is a product name. I will quickly add, let's say, a cage. And if I just do an add item, it will quickly add to the database, and a quick refresh has been done with the whole new row. And if you want to delete or edit, simply we will be performing this in the delete option. And that's it. Okay, so let's just dive into it, starting from where we will connect our REST API for HarperDB. And on our DronaHQ platform, you can see right here in the connector, when you click on the plus connector, go to REST API. So for this API authentication, we will be using basic authentication and the username password. Quickly paste them. So now the next part, we come to configure test API for a connector. Here we want to put up the endpoint URL, and the server link we'll be using for that HarperDB. Yeah. Next, let's do a test connection. So you can see that the configuration is tested as successful, but we want to fetch the data. So that just now they have explained that we will be passing the operations. To pass the operation, we will do a post method, and in the advanced, let's do a call. And here in the body form parameter, we need to pass an operation which will help us to fetch the data from our table. So let me quickly paste the operation here. So the operation type is SQL, and there is an SQL format written here. You can see that select everything from dev.inventory demo, order by this particular attribute in a descending order, so that we will be getting the latest data each time the table gets updated. Let's give this a name. Do a test function. You can see that all the response from our table HarperDB has been fetched here. So let's save this. So by doing this, we have like successfully connected our HarperDB with DronaHQ, and now one API has already been configured to fetch the data. We'll be adding different endpoints to different APIs to get to update the data, as well as delete and also add a new report. So let's click on the plus API. Now in this also we will be passing an operation. Quickly paste it. Now the syntax format, you can see that the operation is mentioned as update, and schema as well as table is already mentioned. And here we can see that under this curly braces there is a variable name. Now this curly braces, what DronaHQ helps you to make this variable name totally dynamic, so that you can use it to configure dynamic values and other properties later in from your applications. So let's check. Let's say I will get a fraud ID. So this is a product ID which has a name of form visa. So I'll quickly change it to, let's see. Let's do a test API. So the status code is 200 and the record has been updated for this particular product ID. Now let's save this, and similarly we will add 2 more APIs, one for adding a new data. Post draw, and the operation using for this operation insert in this particular. Now you can see that what we are passing to the backend to our database is name, description, price, quantity, and all the details except for the product ID, since it is auto generator and it is used as unique. So let's do a test API. Before testing API, let's add a new thing. Test API. So this is also done. One record has been added to our database, and let's save it. Moving on to our final API we want to add will be to delete data. So here the operation is simply SQL and delete from this particular table where product ID is equal to this. So the product ID will be sent from our application, and that respective product ID will be deleted. Now, let's say I want to delete that font one itself. So we get the product ID of so one record has been successfully deleted for this particular product ID. Now let's serve. So these 4 are the crucial APIs which we'll be using to develop our inventory tool. And to create a new app, just simply go there, click on plus, blank app, and fill up the detail, and it will open up the builder view. So this is our builder view where we will be creating our application for our inventory portal. Now, for the UI part, you can either just go to controls and drag and drop the control you want to use. Either way, you can. DronaHQ also supports ready templates, which we will be using for 2 columns for the form. Let's use this, and you can see that the template is already been set up. Let me quickly make 2 changes to this template. Now we want to name this as we don't want this email format, and this we can change its name to awesome. So in this particular container, we want to fetch the data as well as to update the data, also or delete the data. So first thing, let me list. Now select the table grid, go to its find data option, and there you can see that there's a drop down of quick select. From there we have to go to the connector library. the data queries segment will pop up in the window, and here from the first, let me refresh it. Since we added the connector recently, we first have to refresh it. So name of our HarperDB. So we have searched for our REST API connector of HarperDB. Click on get data. In this way, the data query will save a variable named get data with the particular informations like whatever it is fetching from our database. And under transform response, you can click on filter keys so that these keys will only be included in the table grid. So we want name, and then we want description, then we want price, then we want backward limit, backward, and finally. So let's do a test and save. Here you can see that we got all the items which we have in our HarperDB database, and here you can see that the recent item which I added as a bird cage is already been listed here. So the API is also working fine. And here, let me do a quick formatting of data. So column name, let's say back order. I want it to be a single tag. Let's show you how this is. So right now it is all plain site. So when we do a format data quickly, single tag. Let me add few options, like one for the true, another for the false. You can also give it a little bit of styling, save and close. And I think that should go. It's getting good. Now if I go back there, you can see that general formatting has been done in our table grid. And from this side also, you can do formatting to the name, and you want, let's say, we want a space. You can just give it a div. Reflect the same changes in our table grid. So our first task to display the data is done. Now, moving on to the second task is that we want to update this data. Now, our control table grid supports inline editing, and like while making the whole column editable. So simply go to its properties, and in the top bar, you can see that choose column that will be editable. Now you have to understand that other than product ID, we want more or less everything as editable, right? So, okay. So these are there. So what it does that this small pencil like icon helps you to make inline changes from this from the table grid itself. Now to continue with this, we will add events. Now event, when we make changes, it will show us a save changes button. Now that save changes is a trigger button. That particular event can be configured from save changes here. And the first action we want to do is to run through an iterate task. Now this iterate task, what it will do, the number of changes you do in each particular row, it will give them you in a object of string one by one, and this will be till the end until unless there are no other change data present in your table. Now inside that iterate task, you have to perform a server-side action, which which will have our endpoint API of update data. Now you have to understand that the iterate task will give each edited row one by one, and each edited row will have their own values and attributes. And these attributes we will be fetching with the help of our keyword. So the keyword which DronaHQ provides is like, first of all, select the table view. Then iterate task. What then? Now inside value, we'll be fetching a particular attribute. Let's say for the product ID, we'll simply paste them quickly right here. So now this should give me the value of product ID on each iteration. Similarly, we will fill all these blanks. So these are the keywords I have put up to put a reference for our HarperDB connector. And continue and we'll finish. So for a test purpose, I want to show a toast whenever the whole API comes as a success response. Perfect. So iteration is there. Then we are sending the data to HarperDB, and then we are also getting a toast in case of success. Finally, we want to fetch the new data, the updated data. Since the data is coming from a variable of the connector library, and we need to run that again. So go to on-screen action of the run data page and select our query. Save it. So we are getting the data. Let's change the price of, let's say, see. Awesome. So perfect. The item has been updated. So in our CRUD application, updation is done. Moving on, we'll be adding a form quickly on the right hand side, which will be which will have certain controls. Add them quickly. one will take the name of the product, and this one should get the price. This should have description. This one for the quantity. And this one we are so these all input controls we'll be using to get the data from user and provide it to our HarperDB database. So okay, let's give it in the add item. This button will be our trigger point, and in the events, click on button click. Now we will do a server side action. HQ. And the endpoint will be using the new data. Continue. And similarly, here also we will just put up the keyword names, and this will be like a direct linkage to our input controls. And finally, that ordered. So this will have a boolean value, true, false. Click on continue. Click on finish. So once the data has been updated, or as the new data is provided, and it gives us a success response, we again will provide a post to get a confirmation that yes, data is there. Okay. Let's do the stop center. And finally, we also want the new updated table data. So we'll do refresh variable for get data. Okay. Awesome. Close this now. Save it. Now let's check whether it's working or not. Preview. So right now in front of me, I have 11 total counts, like total number of rules present in our database. Let me add one more. Is there any pizza here? No, there aren't any pizza. Let me add a pizza with a value of, let's say, 9.88 and a description. So, quantity and 10 of them with a back order limit of 15 and back order. So you can see that the pizza item is added here, and adding a new item is also done. The final step will be to delete existing item from our itinerary. But before that, we want this whole form to get a refresh, like a new look, so that the user will be able to input more items, and they don't have to do a backspace and delete them. So what I'll do, I'll go to add item button here, and right here I will add an on-screen action of reset control. Let's do this. So the idea behind putting up an action of refresh control is that when we trigger this button, it will like provide the new data to our HarperDB database and then refresh the whole form, the controls, all the input controls, so that new data can be provided from user end. Okay. Now, the last part for this our inventory portal is to delete a particular row. For that, we go to table grade properties, and right here you will find that there are action buttons already being provided. You just have to toggle it on, and a trash button will be added here. And go to the events, click on delete click. So this delete click is directly linked with the trash button present on our table grid, and whatever action we provide here will be triggered with that button. So this is like similar to adding new data, just that we'll be using different endpoint. Now here we want to provide the product ID of the selected row, and for that we'll do table grid dot. So you can see that currently the bird cage has been selected, and this is the product ID of this particular row. Let's do continue, finish. Let's do show post also. So cross center. Now, once the item is deleted, we again want the newly updated data. So for that, again, let's do data queries and update the variable. So refreshing this variable will do the work. Let's close it and do a preview. So if I want to delete this pizza and click on delete, it should give me the updated data without the pizza item. So with this, the whole CRUD application for the inventory portal is ready with DronaHQ and HarperDB configuration as a connector. Next part, you can publish it. Like, let's say you want to use it in your own application or in your own website, or want to share it with somebody. You first need to publish it. And click on publish. Just a few seconds it take to make the whole portal live, and it's done. Now when you click on share, you will get all these options, like you want to add a user to your application, you want to get a public URL. Meanwhile, let's go back there. You can be able to do the URL configuration or view it in an end user folder. So you can see that trying to feasible. Enable it and do it. So now you can see that we are accessing the public URL to get to this particular application. Okay, with this, I'll stop sharing my screen. Yes, that's it. Hi, Jackson. How did you find it, the application?
That's pretty good.
Right? Awesome.
That's very nice.
Thanks for the feedback. And in case if anyone has any doubt or if you want to ask any questions regarding the HarperDB side or for the DronaHQ side, please drop it in the comment or ask them. We are here to help you. So, okay, now I'll just hand it over to maybe I think Gayatri or Divesh. You can come in for the Q&A session if anyone is there. Okay. Hello, Divesh. Okay. I think the Q&A session is going on the YouTube. So Gayatri, if there aren't any questions, then we can conclude this, I guess.
Sure. That was a wonderful session, Shubham. Thank you, Shubham. Thank you, Jackson. I guess we've got a lot to act on with this new demonstration done. We don't have any questions at the moment. I guess we'll leave it up for people to take a look at it as they'll be joining in from different time zones. They'll be taking a look at it. And yeah.
Awesome. Okay. Thank you, Jackson, for this.
Well, thank you.
I will see you later then. Bye-bye. Thank you.
Bye, everybody.